trench work. That was mentioned, but I'm not positive. And I know that they've contracted us for about 3 days. So, let's get down there and see what we can do for them. Alright, so we just met with the customer and have a plan together for a couple of projects. Most of it is fixing the water that's coming down off this mountain behind this structure that they've built. And that's just a matter of cutting a couple of ditches. So I gotta grab it. I got my 3-foot bucket on. I'm gonna use that for fixing the water down one side, but I'm gonna use my 2-foot to cut the ditch lines. That is the plan. We'll get on up here in the woods and start the video back up. Nothing exciting to see here. Right here in front of us is just a 4-wheeler road that they've been using, but they just drilled a well up around the corner, and now that there's no ground covering or vegetation to break up the flow of water, it can get organized and just wash off this road real quick, and it's going down toward this structure that they've just built. So I'm going to go down this little road this way, just a little piece, just enough to cut a ditch line and cut it across the road down into the field where it can just dissipate and leach out. Oh, so we're going to drop some dirt from this right side and build a berm, I think. It's about to be. Hopefully they approve. When you're building the core for a dam, that ground's compacted and you just put dirt on top of it, it doesn't always seal good or make a good solid dam. So I'm just going to do this just like I'm building a dam. I actually got some dirt right here too. Probably won't take a whole lot of it down. I'm just going to do about a 6-inch little lift there. Then I'll track it in, make it good and solid, and then we'll put some more on it. That way we'll be sure to catch all the water. Alright, so they wanted this ditch just on this side of the road, so I swapped it over. And I'm not having to cut too deep, maybe about 3 or 4 inches deep, and then once I take that material out, pile it on this side, it essentially makes a 6 to 8 inch berm. And once I get that done, I'm just pulling the teeth straight toward me to dress the bottom of that ditch. I'm just going to continue this along here. Trying not to hurt their plants. They seem to really not want me to do that. So I'm going to try not to. Okay, I've reached where I want instead of piling it on the right side, I'm just going to kind of pile this right in front of me. So start making this turn. Make a turn, I'm going to be sure to build it up a little bit extra, and I'm going to pack it really hard so that it doesn't just blow out when the water gets flying down through there. Now I'm just going to track right up through that ditch line. Pack the bottom of it so it doesn't just wash out and silt through yard up the first time it rains. Alright, so we got that ditch line cut, and now I'm going to swap out to the 3-foot bucket, and we're going to go up this old logging road and cut some water breaks across. And this is a water break. Just an old logging road. There's a lot of them here in the mountains of North Carolina. And that water's just going to come down that little ditch and the road. It's going to hit our berm and get ejected off to the side down in the gully. So let's do this 4 or 5 more times. The customers requested that right there is the end of a culvert pipe, that somewhere in this little slide, landslide, is the other end of that pipe. I'd say it's probably a lost cause, but I'm going to explore around and see if I can open it up anyway. Now then, we got our pipe exposed here pretty good without doing much damage to it. I punched one tooth through the side, but that's not a big deal. The cause of this slide, I think a lot of it is this. That powdery looking mineral is clearly like there's topsoil, and then there's that mineral, and then bedrock underneath it. So it's just, it doesn't pack. I don't know if it's a limestone or what, but it's allowed that land to slide at some point. I'm gonna leave my bucket right here because there's some dirt and you can hear it kind of breaking loose. So that'll give me an extra minute if it decides to slide on down now that I've destabilized it. But I can feel almost immediately this pipe, that slide only went about that far in it. So I don't have my trusty shovel with me, but oh yeah, that pipe is clear. So what I'm going to do is expose this as best I can, and then I'm just going to kind of dam this side back up so that ditch can be functional down to here until I can get back with my little shovel and dig the entrance to that pipe on out grab you guys off of here and you can actually see clearly to the other end of that pipe. So that's a mission accomplished. I've kind of intentionally scraped around this to knock any of this loose that would slide on out, so this just doesn't repeat history right away. So I'm gonna clean that on out best I can and head on down the mountain. Now this spot is a typical washout. There's never been any gravel on this road other than what's just naturally occurring in the soil, which is not much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down through here and I'm going to pull the soil that's mounded up on the side back into the road and grade it to where water can shed off but not accumulate. And then I'll just track the area in to compact the soil to minimize erosion in the future, and that should hold it up for a good little while. For a four-wheeler trail. If we were going to be putting cars up and down this road, it'd be a little more involved. We'd have to actually be a lot more involved. We'd have to just dig this out and lift it and lift it and lift it and pack it as we go to pretty much reestablish it to be solid ground. And then along the side we'd have to do some serious erosion control to help hold the road into the side of the mountain. When working on a slope like this, you've got to be ready to take a ride at any time. As you can see, it drops straight off. So if you're going to rent one of these machines and try to do this kind of stuff on your own and you're not experienced in it, you've got to be ready for that machine to, if you feel a sudden tilt or slide, these machines don't move fast. So if it does move fast, it's probably not something you did. It's probably the road giving out or the edge of the road giving out. And an experienced person is always ready to reach out with the boom and put it against a tree or put it downhill and dig in. Because then, if worst case scenario, we can just drive on down off in the gully and find a not so steep place to pull ourselves up and out. So always be careful if you're going to try to get into this thing, doing it on your own, and just, as they say, expect the unexpected, which I don't know how you do that, but do your best. Let's move on down the mountain to the next part.